Hello. Oops. I forgot to hook the mic up to the computer so that you'd be able to hear me. Whoops. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Happy TIMBP Live. I hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good week. Hope if you're watching on the replay, you've hit that like button. Hope you've subscribed. Hope you know that my name is Perry. I'm the host of This Is My Bourbon Podcast and TIMBP Live here on YouTube and Twitch. It's good times. It's good vibes. We're all here. For goodness sake, I guess, or something like that. I don't know, man. You might be able to hear her in the background, but we've got yet another week where there's a sick child in the house. But, you know, it happens. Where the heck is everybody? Where are you? Where are my people at? Everybody not like my Will It Small Batch review and they said, I'm not watching this guy anymore? Don't like him when he's making recorded content, so I'm not going to watch him live. It's fine. I get it. Somebody's here. Couple people. Is there a football game tonight? There's no football tonight. There's so much happening this week. I thought for sure maybe people would be in here. But I don't know. Well, anyway. We'll just do the stream as normal, and we'll see folks trickle in one way or another. But it's good to see you if you're here. Once again, if you're watching on the replay, thank you so much for doing so. My name's Perry, in case you are new. You can watch This Is My Bourbon Podcast every Wednesday. And I stream here on Twitch and YouTube every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We got a big evening. So much news to cover. It has been a busy week. We are firmly in to the new year, 2026. And things are moving. Things are definitely moving. So you're probably not entirely sure where things are going to go for some of you. Or some of you are not sure where the news is going to go tonight, but we will get there. For sure. We will get there. So I've been sipping on some MEL turkey barrels from Rare Character. Just happen to be drinking out of the Rare Character glass. Getting my palate warmed up for the evening. Joseph Brazo. There's not really a whole lot of anybody here right now at the moment, unless I'm not seeing anything on StreamYard. No, I'm literally not seeing anything. It's crazy. But Joseph, thank you for being the first one here on the live stream. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Hope your New Year's getting off to a great start too. We're all still at work. Emily Chambers is here. This is still my normal time though. I'm separate message here. Emily's in the background making sure nothing goes haywire. Maybe things have been going really badly and I've had a bunch of like spam messages and I haven't seen them because Emily's been hitting them so hard and knocked out all the spammers. Maybe that's what it is. Emily's just really good at her job. I don't know. Just realized I need to fix something. Fixed it. All right. Let me grab a sip of water here. We're going to jump in here just a moment. Because like I said, there is a lot that we have to get to tonight. Oh, okay. Well, cheers, I guess. Verizon is trashing everyone's connection, apparently. Verizon just had a big outage. Here's what we know. Really? The biggest mobile network in the United States experienced a huge outage on Wednesday, leaving at least tens of thousands of customers without cell service for much of the day. It's still unclear what Verizon has not posted details or an explanation of the cause. They received 2.3 million outage reports for Verizon throughout the day. That doesn't necessarily mean 2.3 million affected customers, though. How many people is this per? Application servers, network interfaces. Oh my gosh. That's like, that's basically the entire country. Wait, that's Slack. Some of this is just Slack. Some of it is actually, the internet. Jeez Louise. Can I change it to... it doesn't matter. But that is a significant amount of the country that is experiencing this outage, or just outages in general. This Verizon thing's crazy. I didn't know anything about that. Quick question for the host. If I dislike Jefferson's, what are the chances I'll like the 8-year cast strength? Pretty high, because it is not the same flavor profile of Jefferson's in general. What is good about it is that it is a very is a very neutral, not neutral in terms of like it's not appealing. It's just that it doesn't really hit that kind of like a stringent thing that happens with Jefferson's. It actually tastes like bourbon. And it seems like they took their time with blending it more than some other Jefferson's products. So I think you will very much like it. I think it's quite good, as evidenced by my best of list. And I mean, I still recommend it. Joe, if you want, I can send you a sample too. I mean, just before you buy some, I may as well, you know. Can't confirm, but YouTube has been bad too. I got little kids around. I can't say any naughty words. I am good. I know things. You do know things. You mean all Jeffersons? I mean, there's some Jeffersons that I think is quite good. But I would be happy to send you a hefty sample of the cast strength to help you make your decision on whether or not you feel like you would like to actually purchase the bottle. Because why not? And I know that I would be purchasing another one myself. So let's see what r/outages says too. Nothing really. You know what's funny? I don't think I had an issue with Verizon when it was out. Like I'm a Verizon customer, I suppose. That's my carrier. And I didn't have an issue. So, or maybe I did. You know, now that I think about it, there was a period where I had I was anticipating text messages and they didn't come through, and then all of a sudden I got 4 at once. So maybe I was affected. My local asked me if I was interested, said I would ask Perry. That is very funny. Didn't think they could hear. I'll remember little ears. This room is not soundproofed. In or out. It's very it can be very loud. So anyway, let's before I get to the first story, pour something up. I don't know why I had to take the microphone with me so I could grunt. Well, hopefully, all things get fixed soon. But for those of you who are watching live or able to watch live, I appreciate it. And we'll have the best stream we can, because that's all we can do, right? I was going to have Beam White Label, but I had that a couple weeks ago. Keep in mind, I'm listening, not watching, so keep talking. That's fair. I have plenty of talking to do. I have not had the new Beam Black 7-year in a while, so that's how I'm going to get myself into the Jim Beam profile mindset here this evening. And then we are going to start getting into the news. So, let's take a sniff. Classic Beam. Let's take a sip. Nice and well-rounded 7-year. Oh, it's so good. And let's jump right into it. So, it was announced a couple of days ago that Whiskey House, one of these, new highfalutin, real newfangled distilleries, has completed the construction of their new state-of-the-art K-Rax, K-R-A-X rick houses, which I didn't know much about, and we're going to look at it here in just a second for those of you who also didn't know what they are. They're not particularly widely used, but this is, of course, Whiskey House, which is in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. Each warehouse will hold 48,048 barrels and is designed to improve barrel maturation, performance, enhance worker and contractor safety, reduce maintenance needs, and strengthen structural integrity and longevity. Pioneering K-Rax warehouse design increases maturation performance and airflow by using a full-length vented cupola in conjunction with their continuous floor vents around the entire perimeter of the building. In addition to airflow, the floor vents allow alcohol vapors, which are heavier than air, to exit the building for low vapor buildup, which reduces barrel and structural damage. I imagine, too, that this is a good way to reduce whiskey fungus, whiskey mold, that kind of thing. I get the feeling that that's not going to be as much of a problem. That's just kind of postulating in this case, but who's to say for sure? They use southern yellow pine that is glue laminated, heat treated, and kiln dried. As a result, the material is stronger and prevents powder post beetles from damaging the wood. So just in general, it looks like they are using a process that is going to allow these rick houses to stick around for a lot longer period of time. For anyone who needs a visual representation of what these individual ricks look like, here is from the kraxbarrelstorage.com website. It's literally like an X bracing that seems to fit. It looks like 6 barrels. No, that's 12 barrels in there per rick. As I say, as K-Rax was established, our work grew across several distilleries. We decided it was time to provide a new solution for a safe, strong, and dependable barrel storage system for distilleries and wineries of all sizes. So it's possible that they're not using, exclusively 12-barrel ricks, but at the same time, this seems to be what they pioneered with their product. And the first K-Rax rick house was in Shelbyville, Kentucky. The Shelby County Blending House, which I didn't know anything about. So as I was kind of doing a little bit of background research on what this was, what K-Rax was, I went down a bit of a rabbit hole just learning what the Blending House is. And this is where Lucky 7 seems to be aged and blended. Two Worlds Whiskey is blended here as well, as is E.J. Curley & Co. At least their small batch product. I'm not sure if they have their single barrel stuff being aged there too, but at the very least it seems like they are doing some of their, if not all of their blending at this Shelby County, Kentucky location. Each of these rick houses in Shelby County is storing 20,000 barrels, and there's 7 of them. So, 140,000 barrels being aged there? 140,000 plus barrel storage capacity. Advanced ventilation system. Again, this is just stuff that I didn't know, and I wanted to share with you all. because I thought that it would be interesting, especially as background here. But yeah, Ashley Barnes, who spent time with Buffalo Trace and Four Roses, does the blending for EJ Curley, and I guess she's doing it for Lucky 7 as well. Or I guess, a lot of the stuff, most of the stuff that is happening at Shelby County. But this is just... Oh, okay. Well, that's all the information that they have there. So, I wanted to show where some of the other where some of the other K-Rex rick houses are. I think it was on their homepage. Oh, here we go. Angel's Envy, which isn't even really using K-Rex, but it was just at least one of their construction projects, the Ketter Group. And then the Beam Institute in Lexington as part of the University of Kentucky. They were using some of the K-Rex stuff, too. Now, one of the interesting things that I wanted to point out about this as well is I am pretty sure that the Ketter Group, which is the, again, construction company that was behind this K-Rex rick house, I kind of have this note in the back of my head somewhere. Do we finally decide EJ Curley was not turkey? I think we know for sure that it's not turkey. And at this point, I'm pretty sure that it's just Green River product. That's kind of I don't have any evidence for that. And also the guys who we interviewed from EJ Curley back then didn't give any insight as to whether or not it was anything in particular. But I can't imagine that it would be anything other than Green River. But they said outright that it was it was not turkey, even though they were pretty closely they were pretty closely aligned with Camp Nelson in that area. So who's to say, man? I mean, they could have just been pulling the wool over our eyes for all I know. But what I was gonna say is that I feel like the Ketter Group was one of the businesses that Whiskey House owed quite a bit of money to as one of their contracting companies, and that seems to have been swept under the rug quite a bit. Who's to say for sure? I don't remember entirely, and that was a few months ago. So if it's water under the bridge, that's fine. But we'll see if that gets drug back up anytime soon. Moving on, Penelope has announced a collaboration with a furniture and lifestyle store, Serena and Lily, for a limited edition Beaufort 4-grain bourbon. I guess that's how it's pronounced. I don't know. This is a what is it? $45? Yeah, $45 bottle that can be purchased through Shared Pour, excuse me, and is in celebration of the opening of their storefront in Charleston, South Carolina. That's what they're also trying to celebrate, is the Low Country itself. It's 84 proof. I kind of just wanted to highlight this because I liked the packaging and the design, and also that it's limited, 246 cases. Accurately reflects all of Serena and Lily's branding as well, which we'll look at here in just a moment. And it is definitely out of my out of my price range for anything that I could afford. But it just is a nice looking bottle for sure. But again, you can get it through Shared Pour and some retailers in Charleston. But here is the Serena and Lily website. It's really nice. I mean, it's some really nice design work. Everything is very clean, high end pieces, and it just kind of looks like that Penelope bottle would sit perfectly on any of their pieces. So it just seems to make sense that that's the brand that they would have gone with. But regardless, nice stuff. Double Oaked came back this week. Actually, started back at the distillery, at Woodford Distillery, yesterday. And the lines were apparently very long, unsurprisingly. Shocker, I know. But I still can't believe that this is only 5 to 7 years initially, and then a double oaked for 2 extra years. That is a long time to be finished with the double oak process. I'm very surprised by that always when I come back and relearn that information. But this is a bottle that used to be available only in, what was it, like the 200 mils or 375s, and has now been bumped up to the 700 milliliter bottles, of course, for international markets mostly, but for the flexibility of sales, and is $200 a bottle. $200. Great. Also available in Kentucky, North Dakota, New England, Nebraska, New Hampshire, and DC only, via their website. So, fun stuff. Speaking of Woodford, they teamed up with Comporte Chocolatier for a limited edition double oak s'mores chocolate bar, which I think, hey, sounds pretty great. Sugar Kitty, what's going on? Hello. Bit late, sorry. All good, no worries. Not a problem at all. Back then on your new deck, you seemed pretty sure it was turkey. I did think it was turkey back then, but it's definitely not. My chat paused for a second, and then it just restarted again. Steve A, what's going on? How are you? Good to see you. What is going on with between YouTube and StreamYard? I'm so frustrated and annoyed by like it. Steve, I just saw on YouTube that you posted a comment, and I cannot see it on StreamYard. Let me do something here. Double Oaked is really good. Nowhere near 200 for me. YouTube's acting very funky tonight. I didn't see anyone 5 minutes ago. It's so strange. StreamYard's having problems, I guess. There's just a lot of stuff that is happening. Okay, hold on. I'm going to do something. Bear with me. Bear with me. Nope. Stop doing that. that, because... No. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Just friggin'... There we go. That way I can see YouTube chat. That way I can see YouTube chat and still get StreamYard stuff. Anyway. So annoying. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But at least I have one little fix that I can do at the very least. So this is the third year that they've done this? I don't even remember them doing this in the past. I'm so frustrated. I'm so annoyed at YouTube and StreamYard. It's so annoying. They've got a cocktail recipe too. I wonder how expensive this is. Is there a link anywhere? Oh, it's only $10. Available at fine retailers nationwide, the Woodford Reserve Distillery, and for nationwide shipping through shop.woodfordreserve.com. Oh, boy. Speaking of weird flavored things, Rebel Root Beer Whiskey. Hooray. Why is it telling me? Just leave me alone, man. I don't need to. Oh my gosh. This is my chat. Why is it? Whatever. I'm not seeing stuff from YouTube and saying it's them instead of StreamYard. I mean, there is stuff still like not being communicated from YouTube to StreamYard. Or at least it's taken a very long time for it to get there. So, I don't know. 70 proof, $20 a bottle. And a $1 for an airplane bottle, which is crazy. I didn't... Imagine going in and you're like, I just really want my Rebel, and then you accidentally buy some of the root beer whiskey. That'd be fun. I gotta rearrange so many things now. Knob Creek and Eli Manning have launched the 2026 Bold Pick Bourbon. Okay, it's a cast strength pick. It doesn't really seem like we have any actual info on what the barrel that he picked is. But it's going to be available across the United States, and it seems like there's more than just one based on the fact that it is available across the United States. It's just such a weird collaboration. Football teams are built on trust. Trust in your picks, your preparation, and your instincts, whether you're on the field or managing your fantasy lineup, said Freddie No. That same mindset guides how we make bourbon. Working with Eli last year set a high bar, and bringing him back this season raised it. We put some of our finest barrels in front of him, and this one stood out right away. So what? Is every state going to get like 2 bottles, maybe? I don't get it. It's so bizarre. High West has a new cast strength coming out too. $70. It's a blend of 5 different straight bourbons aged between 6 and 20 years, sourced from Kentucky, Indiana, and Tennessee. I do not trust Eli Manning's palate. What do you mean? Why not? I mean, I think he's definitely been hit in the head enough to where his taste buds have been rearranged plenty. 117 proof. Release arrives following distilling director Isaac Winter's recent Master Distiller certification. Certification, highly respected distinction, blah, blah, blah. You know that. This was a really fun blend to put together. Building on our high rye blending philosophy, this cast strength expression uses our Boo Rye blending approach to precisely balance rye-driven spice with malted barley richness, resulting in layered complexity and a bold, lasting presence that keeps you coming back. Hashtag concussion whiskey. The exact recipe comprises 3 Kentucky bourbons, 2 of which are made from a mash bill of 60 corn, 40 malted barley, and 1 of which is distilled from 78 corn, 10 rye, and 12 malted barley. Now, some people might say, hey, that's Heaven Hill. Good chance that it's from Bardstown Bourbon Company at this point. This is very clearly a typo. Then comes a 7% corn, 21% rye, and 4% malted barley. So you've got what, a all in a 32% bourbon. What is that actually supposed to be? 75% corn from Indiana. Finally, an 84% corn, 8% rye, and 8% malted barley. Is that what did they say that last one was? Tennessee? Okay. To be fair, I'm not sure I trust Perry's palate. I mean, why should you? If you don't... If you're worried about whether or not you should like the Jefferson's cast strength, then who's to say? You know. It's your own prerogative, my friend. It's your own prerogative. Okay. We all trust Snuffy's palate. That is true. And if you want to support Snuffy's palate, Mr. Snuffleupagus back here, you can head to the Stream Elements link. That's how you tip the show, like super chatting. Call it Snuffy Chats here. Message will pop up here on screen. Snuffy Chats because it's named after Mr. Snuffleupagus, the patron saint of TIMBP Live. He's back there. Everything goes to support the show, just like you would normally through a live stream on YouTube. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what to tell you, bud. Okay. Into the fun stuff. Snuffy rocks and throws better than Eli, too. Kentucky Owl is in some increasingly hot water, and this is a story, of course, that we have been following not just over the past year, but basically for over the past year and a half. And after having filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in the fall of 2024, they have scrambled to try to find a way to pay off their debts. Again, this was also post Dixon Dedman having left the brand after, of course, it was purchased by the Stoli Group while Dixon was also there. They, filed for Chapter 11, which was restructuring for anybody who's unaware. But it seems like now what they are going to motion for is Chapter 7 bankruptcy, which is liquidation of their assets. Unfortunately, what this kind of looks like in this case is that they were unable to satisfy their their creditors, their debtors, so to say, with the assets that they had on hand, which is mostly barrels that they have aging. And this is reporting from Janet Patton again. Didn't they ask him to leave? I don't know, man. Maybe they did. I was always under the impression that he left of his own accord. It could have been that they asked him to leave. Their assets are grass, let's face it. I mean, it's not great, especially considering that they were... if it's Jim Beam sourced, does that mean they sourced it straight from the man's coffin? Hello, Shy Guy. Good to see you. Tony Pack of Donuts. Good evening, Mr. Bear in chat. I'm so far behind today. I haven't even had dinner and just realized I'm 45 minutes late. There might be some juices left. Could be. So let's just check out some of what Janet said here in her article, because I think it's better to have it come from her than it is from me relaying her reporting. After more than a year in a failed attempt to come up with a reorganization plan that satisfied all creditors, they say the only move left is to liquidate all assets to pay off debts. However, Fifth Third Bank, the primary secured creditor, is expected to object to the conversion and said they plan to file their own motion to appoint a Chapter 11 trustee to take over. It was a buyout. When you sell, you leave. That's no secret. My fireplace got fixed finally, but the new one sets off a few of my smoke alarms. That's hilarious. Bardstown Bourbon Company, which has been storing Kentucky Dolls barrels, said during a Thursday hearing that they were disappointed in the move. A hearing on the conversion motion, as well as Fifth Third's expected filings, is set for January 26. Kentucky Owl last August. I covered this back when that part of the story dropped. Floated a plan to cover $78 million in debt with 35,000 barrels of bourbon and assorted finished whiskey inventory, but lender Fifth Third balked, saying they would be left on the hook for $60 million. That's insane. After 10 days of hearings, Texas U.S. bankruptcy judge Scott W. Everett nixed the plan and asked the parties to keep trying. This is funny because the fact of the matter is, it's like, if you just don't have the money to settle it, you don't have the money. I mean, what are you supposed to say in that case other than, we don't know what to do? You know, like, I mean, if you don't have this $78 million and you only have $18 million in barrels, I mean, unfortunately, yeah, you're going to have to fall into this, not just Chapter 11, but complete liquidation, unfortunately. And it feels like, you know, Fifth Third Bank is just going, well, we want our money. Give us our money. It's like, well, we don't have our money. And they're like, well, we want our money. Like, okay. Finally ran out of good bourbon and had to pull out my bottle of Blanton's. Maybe Kentucky Owl and Uncle Nearest should team up, share barrels, and flood the market with extra meh whiskey. The judge cited the dismal bourbon barrel market. According to testimony last fall, the market is frozen with a surplus of whiskey inventory that exceeds demand, meaning Kentucky's supply would only sell with a considerable discount that could not cover the bank loan. Whiskey barrels called lousy collateral. Now, the Committee of Unsecured Creditors said they have exhausted every possible scenario and see no way to move forward. The move also comes a day after the chief restructuring officer submitted his resignation. Bro, it's just too tough. I can't do this, man. I'm out. I'm done. I know I've got it, you know. I know I see you guys are in this hole and I've tried to get you out. I'm supposed to get you out, but I don't think I can do this. It's way too tough. How much money do you think that guy made while he was trying to figure out this plan? You forgot Blue Run? If you don't have the money, you make a plan to eventually have enough profits. It's not that they don't have the money; it's that they aren't going to be profitable. That's an important part of this too. That whether or not they are looking at the future of the market itself, or they're looking at the future of the market, meaning the industry, or if they are looking at the future of the company. Yeah, I mean, if they're just not seeing a green line trend, and Kentucky Owl probably has not been profitable for a very long time, especially as they creep their way into being an ultra premium product. It's highly likely that they just didn't see any way out other than to cut and run, unfortunately. So creditors committee said that they have been unable to propose a confirmable plan, and the professionals hired by the committee to oversee the process have mostly gone unpaid since July 2025, with more than $6 million in fees due so far. Creditors said they have never met with Stoli conglomerate owner Yuri Scheffler, a Russian businessman and self-described oligarch who has refused any discovery in the case. We're losing money on every bottle, but we'll make it up on volume, which is just wholly impossible, especially with an ultra premium brand in the way that Kentucky Owl has shifted. I mean, if you're having release after release after release sitting on shelves, Kentucky Owl really just keeps free falling after Dixon left. Yeah. I mean, there's just no sizable profit to be had in Kentucky Owl's case. And this is before, I think it's important to note too that this is before the market started correcting itself, before tariffs came into effect and everything, and this was we saw batches of Kentucky Owl sitting on shelves for a long time. Can you link the article with the paywalls removed in chat? Yes, I can. Maybe, if my keyboard will work. There you go. Wife's got a business master's, would love to send this to her. I would love to hear what she has to say. Oh, this is fun. The creditors said the committee has ample reason to believe that the Stoli Group or Mr. Scheffler personally has more than sufficient wherewithal to both finance this bankruptcy and repay all the debtors' debts. They just choose not to. Yeah, dude, no problem. Just a very important factor here. A very important piece to note too. Let's look at something real quick. Let's look at something. Stoli Group. We'll look at valuation. Forget the exact name of the distilleries, but we read the news a couple months ago on stream where the CEO, who was a business guy with no experience, started up a distillery and thought he could charge a ton for his bottles and no one's buying. I mean, that's been a lot of different say it had something to do with Bardstown. It's been a few distilleries like that. Anyway, I can't find this exact number I'm looking for. Bardstown former CEO? Are you talking about oops, my mouse. She's fine. I think you're talking about Whiskey House. David Mandel, yeah. But he has he has experience with Bardstown Bourbon Company, but we talked about Whiskey House earlier in the stream too. I'm getting sidetracked. Mike Schneider, what's going on, brother? Good evening, all of you wonderful whiskey people. I'm driving home from teaching a class and listening in work and bad traffic. I'm supposed to be retired and only work easy part-time stuff. Solely besides Kentucky Owl's bankrupt, they aren't going to pay. It does seem like that. And the more I see, the more I keep looking at, like, they're like hundreds of millions of dollars in debt, too. Which I didn't realize. I thought it was really just like... I thought it was really just Kentucky Owl that had them in the red. I mean, that's crazy. So, I mean, this assertion that they're choosing not to pay it back, I don't know if that's entirely true. Like, if they just don't have the capital, that's entirely different. You know what I mean? That's two different things. Like, you might be making the assertion incorrectly there at that point, but. According to the filing, Solar Group has a personal vendetta against Fifth Third Bank for calling the loan default that triggered the bankruptcy. The loan is worth maybe, and it's a stretch, $1 billion. $200 million of debt is way too much of a bite out of him. They're stiffing everyone. Fifth Third Bank has, to be sure, lousy collateral, i.e. liens on casks of unaged whiskey, which is difficult to monetize. Solar Group strategy has long been to weaponize this collateral weakness, keeping the case in limbo for more than a year. Meanwhile, the value of bourbon barrels held by Kentucky Owl that are Fifth Third Bank's collateral have seen a severe decline in value. Again, I don't know if that's like... It's all so funny because, like, the posturing of it is so weird. How's a distillery who sells very old St. Nick survive purely on suckers who think they're buying Pappy? Partially, yeah, but also, I mean, like, you know, something's going on with Eden. I mean, there's still kind of a cult following around Old Saint Nick, too. I mean, it's not the worst product on the market. It is unbelievably expensive. There is some like reasoning that what is in there that Ghost is throwing a party upstairs. No, my daughter's tired. You weren't here earlier in the stream to Shy Guy. My youngest has RSV. So this is the older daughter who's grumpy as well. Anyway, I mean, it's just a shame that this is where things have turned for Kentucky Owl, but it's funny too once it gets into the like back and forth. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Once it gets into the back and forth of like, well, they owe us money. and we won't tell them, or we won't allow them to give us the money that they have. We want all of that money. And on the flip side of this too, and this will be the last story before we get to the TTB labels, but you probably haven't even seen this yet. This just got reported today, again by Janet. But Luca Mariano, with their new distillery that just got built, is already up for sale. Like, they were already in financial trouble, but this distillery that just got built is now completely up for sale to pay off their debt. In addition to the distillery, the assets may include the real estate as well as more than 6,000 barrels of bourbon in a rick house on that property. Oh, that sucks so bad. The distillery owes more than $34.5 million, mostly to Summit Bridge, which purchased the original loans from Truist Bank. Other major creditors of LMD Holdings include contractors. Doesn't matter. How do you mess up that bad? I just, like, if you're more concerned with paying yourself before you are paying off your debts, it's bad, man. Jeffrey Whack, what's going on? Hello again, Whiskey Friends. Good to see you, brother. I mean, it's just, again, like, it's so bad. Anyway. Oh, this was something, this is something too that this is not really in reference to anybody other than those of us who it's time to start up a Honey Finish 107 bathtub. If you know bourbon business. This is for nobody other than those of us who have pages on Facebook. But Coming Whiskey posted about this the other day, and I got hit with this as well on like Monday. If your favorite Facebook whiskey pages suddenly see a big drop, Facebook started hunting a lot of us today. It's shutting off the recommendations for us. I got a notification saying that my Facebook page for the podcast was no longer being recommended. And I was like, what did I do? I did absolutely nothing other than just continue to like post about the podcast. And apparently it's happening to a lot of people for no reason. So might be something I have to look at on the back end, but it's very annoying. I hope that it's not a trend that's coming our way for other social media pages as well. Yes. Inshittification of social media. Sipping on a Redwood Empire New Haystack Single Barrel, really good. Debating 120 good though. I haven't had a whole lot of Redwood Empire. Maybe like once or twice. But TTB labels. It is a trend coming our way. I am very frustrated with that and scared of that, to be very honest with you. Jim Gaffigan. Thought this was an obituary at first. He's got a new bourbon coming out. 20-year-old Comics Obsession, very special release, Beyond the Pale. Lots of anti-alcohol momentum. Yeah. Distilled in Tennessee. A lot of AI-made lore YouTube shorts for 40K all over. YouTube's decided to start attacking all lore creators, including non-AI ones, and demonetizing all their channels. Looks like an obituary. It does. One of only 120 bottles produced, 110 proof. Really like a bunch of Redwood, but they're $80 bottles, not 120. Fair enough. Cannot recommend Jim Gaffigan's Old Forester set enough. However, I cannot recommend spending that money on his whiskey. Also fair. I have not watched his Old Forester set yet. I really need to. A 3 set release from Chattanooga Whiskey. The past, the present, and the future. The past is a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys at 100 proof. Solera barrel of 1816. The present is a Solera 91 proof, or 91, excuse me, from that thing. And also 100 proof. And the future is their Infinity Solera, a blend of straight whiskeys, also at 100 proof. Curious about the Jim Gaffigan bourbon connection when I heard about the set. Here it's fun, but a lot of jokes are a stretch. Not the only platform attacking alcohol channels. Insta, YouTube, Patreon, Discord, all cracking down recently. That explains why my Instagram numbers have been weird. Be very frustrated if Patreon starts cracking down on it. I mean, what do we do? What do we do if, like, Patreon starts... I don't even, like... I can feel the tension building up in my neck. Anyway. Patreon already completely canceled 2 bourbon channels? What channels? What? Hold on, what do you mean? Who? Create your own website like Clifton did? I might have to. The Bourbon Hunter for 1, no warning, done, refunded Monday eventually. The problem though, Tony, like the problem with me is if my comments are working again. See, I'm not promoting like a lot of single barrel sale. I'm not promoting any. Right? It's the promoting of single barrels that is the part. See, I don't do that on anything. So I might be safe if that's the case. But the thing is, like, if my Patreon gets shut down, all of that content gets lost. Like, I only have so much of it immediately backed up. Man. Actual selling of bottles and they're afraid you need a license. I don't know what to do about this. We'll find a way, no stopping us. I mean, I agree, but it's like it's so frustrating because, like, 2026 off to a great start. Terrible start. Need archives in a NAS. Like, if I could easily transfer all of the posts from Patreon over to another website, like just as like a simple button click, I would do it. Especially if I could just migrate people over there to a different personal server. Hey, there's Kyle. I would totally do it. I need to look at something real quick, though, because I'm pretty sure. I mean, I just make so much content every single week that goes to Patreon. And if by just some like AI accident my Patreon page gets yoinked, what am I supposed to do? SLB is behind something called Only Drams, hoping to be the platform. Maybe Discord roles to be allowed in different tiers of channels. I don't know. Oh, this is so annoying. I just genuinely did not know that was happening. And now I have to worry about that too. Great. Okay. We can talk tech and social media plans off stream and network. Yeah. You ever picked a barrel in the rain? I've heard it's a glorious feeling. Only Drams did reach out to me on that. I have no idea what's going on. Catch me up. Apparently, there's just a massive, like, what sounds like an AI scrape to shut down or delete the alcohol-related content creator pages, whether it's on Patreon or social media. And there have already been some Patreon pages that have been just completely wiped. It's not even, look, it's not even that Patreon, like, is a whole lot of money, but it's still enough to where I'm like, that would hurt if I didn't have that income. You know what I mean? And also, like, getting people to migrate to a different platform, because I've considered it. But then also having all of that content, where does it go? I can't lose that content. How do I migrate that content over? I don't know. All right, let's talk about Cheetah Horse. Still Austin rare stock. It's an apple brandy, 103 proof, aged in American oak, finished in French oak. From Still Austin, sorry. This is a new one coming from I guess Lux Row. But it's a Ezra B revival label. Did I talk about this? No, I didn't talk about this. 12-year single barrel, 99 proof. I like this. It's very cool to see that they're bringing this back. Blade and Bow Solera Reserve 12-year blended Kentucky bourbon, 100 proof. It looks like it's going to be mostly a peek through kind of label. We'll see though. It looks like we've got the next 3 releases of Hardin's Creek coming around. House Bourbon asks a very important question. What is low distillation profile? I don't know. Whoa. Okay, my chat is just catching up again. We here to get wrecked? I mean, that's fair, but I do still need the Patreon to work. I think the ones that got wiped were not entirely on the up and up or careful. I mean, that's fair. Late to the show, Jade Haddock's good to see you, brother. Hope you're well. To be frank, you aren't selling bourbon on Patreon. I know, but it's the, like, if like a dumb AI bot just says like, oh, well, he has bourbon and Patreon on the same, like, line, and it identifies it incorrectly, what does that do? Like, it just... And the other thing, too, is, like, we have done, you know, sign up for picks on the Patreon before, so it's not like... I mean, do I have to now go back through the Patreon and delete all those old posts where we were talking about selling picks and whatnot? Because it kind of feels like I might have to. I know where it goes. Hello, Ben. Good to see you. It's also anything not family friendly. They are doing what OnlyFans tried previously. It wasn't just they weren't up and up. They were big enough to have some money coming in, but not too big to end. It's very cynical. What's up, Clifton? Fourth Wall does have help with migrating content. Hit me up if you're curious about it, and I can send you some deets. Oh. Clifton, we will talk about that. Low distillation profile, you get some crunchy bits with your drink. Yeah, don't have any idea what any of that means. Having to jump back over to YouTube to catch up on comments because StreamYard's eating it again. Hold on. I'll fix this again. Why are you doing this? Please just work. There we go. Perry looking lovely this evening. Thank you, Shy Guy. It's one of the worst parts of AI now. There's just ways for them to use AI to say if every profile ever says X, then delete. That's what I'm talking about. This is just like we talked about last stream. He said something. Everyone call him out. New Hardens Creek. Yeah, I don't like him. Dumb AI bot. I don't know what you mean. Our internet overlords and their minions are omniscient and wise. Yeah, they're so great. They're wonderful. They're amazing. What just happened? Why did you do that? Oh my gosh. Please stop. Please stop. We made Perry sad. I need to schedule Mario Kart ASAP. Dog, it's not even that. It's just, I do use Mac, yeah. It's not even being sad. It's just being very frustrated with things. Everything is already so unbelievably frustrating. And that added little wrinkle as everything gets more and more annoying is just icing on the cake. You know what I mean? What did Patreon do? They are shutting it, and it's not. So to go back to what other people were saying, there are some pages that are being shut down that are bourbon and or alcohol related. And it seems like some of them were selling bottles on their page, which is, probably warranted a good warrant for shutting their page down anyway. But it just feels like as Shy Guy says, ticking time bomb for it to eventually hit those of us who are still staying above board. You know what I mean? Like I don't see it ending. I don't see it ending well. Some pages, what did they say? Bourbon Hunter was one. Torup Hodel. Hello? Living. I don't know who you are, but welcome in. Thank you for being here. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Very much appreciate you being here. And yikes, Harden's dropping down to 8-year now for the special juice. Yeah, it's very strange. You know that this is going to be like a $150 bottle. Bourbon's at Bourbon sent me. Oh, okay. Anyway, so they've got this low distillation profile, which I don't know what that means. Bloomed at the lower end of our distillation spectrum with abundant flavor compounds, a rich and luscious profile flourishes. Middle distillation profile, climbed to the midpoint of our distillation spectrum. Torf is good people. I'm glad. Thank you for being here, Torp. And then high distillation profile. Its flavor compounds now definitely balanced. The profile leaves a light yet lasting impression. What does even any of this mean? It's such nonsense. But they're all 8 years old. It looks like they're all 109 proof. I don't know, man. Distiller share. Kitchen table collab. Number 3. Kentucky straight bourbon infused with spices. AI purple goat. I can't tell if these are AI or not. I don't think they are. They look real. It's passing the smell test for me. This is fall 26, 114 proof. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. I wonder how the infusing works. Would think that would make it legally not a bourbon at a certain point. I don't know what the infusing thing is here. The flower one looks AI. I don't think it is. I could be wrong. Torps and mini streams all good. I believe y'all. I'm happy to have a new face around here. Torp, thank you for being around. Stream got a little frustrating as I found out about the current state of affairs with some pages, but it's all good. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first time that 1792 has put out a rye, right? 17-year Hardin's Creeks were like 175, and then these goofy mushroom trip 11 and 8 years are 150 plus ridiculously. Yeah. My message got errored. Ever drop a cinnamon stick into something for a little bit of time and now it tastes only cinnamon? Yeah. For themselves, yeah. I mean, yeah, Chad points out too how this curious how this versus Taylor Rye will differ. I mean, probably not at all. I mean, unless they're just using a straight up different mash bill. But I mean, it is very I am curious. 1792 stand best price for to performance. I don't disagree with that. I like this label. If the neck tag's going to be this same shade of green, it's going to look really nice. Regardless, it's exciting. I agree. Green River Honey finished bourbon whiskey. Real bourbon, real honey, 92 proof. Okay. New Louisville Barrel House Wheated Bourbon, 136.4 proof. Yay. This one had everybody sent into a bit of a frenzy this week. Russell's 13-year. What is this? 120. What was the proof? 123.8. In honor of Eddie Russell. Drop a cinnamon stick sounds like one of our second grade experiments. They never ended well. That's funny. It's in honor of Eddie's 45th anniversary. Just another $300 bottle. I know. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's going to be anything extra special about it, other than it just being a bottle with Eddie's face on it, and it's another 13-year release. I've made a decision that, as a general rule, I enjoy the 13-year releases more than the Camp Nelsons. I have to agree. Thanks, Campari. Yeah. Haven't seen a barrel proof hit 130 plus in a while. Missed the 130s. A lot to pass on this year for me, it seems. This makes me want to do 300 thank yous. Sometimes. Jokes are just for me and Kyle. Speaking of likely $300. Sealbox 7. No, this is probably going to be like 200. Ari liked my story. I mean, this is very exciting. I love the high age Sealbox stuff. I can get behind this too. 110 proof, 17 years old. I mean, this could very well be more affordable than we anticipate. I'm excited for it. I look forward to seeing what this turns into. But logo's clean. I think this label is incredible. It's a great looking label. 7-year rye from Sealbox as well. Cast strength. Apparently 120 proof, but we'll see. Not sure. Barrel bourbon cigar blend. 111.2 proof. Bourbon finished in Madeira, Armagnac, rum, and Hungarian oak casks. I like this label. I think this label is really nice. 7.5 to 18 years. Pass? Fair enough. Fair enough. And then last but not least, Heaven Hills Grain to Glass. This is a French oak finished bourbon. Probably going to be allocated and cost $170, more than likely. 105 proof coming out this year. We'll see. Why does my keyboard have to be asleep? Haven't touched the grain glasses. Everyone tells me don't go for it. I mean, that's not wrong. French oak can miss me with that too. Hang on. Killing a couple barrel batches. Now no room left. Get out bottle Gushu. I don't know what most of that sentence means, Torp, but I hope you're having a good time. No, Shy Guy. That's the youngest one is the one that's sick. I'll have some jingle jangle. Papa Ritter's got the munchies. I nailed your sentence? Killing a couple barrel batches. RF and now no room left. Get out bottle Gushu. Keep shredding the gnar, Torup. Papa Ritter, what'd you have for dinner? Everybody, Papa Ritter's here. Good to see you, Papa Ritter. Narco. Glad to be here. I air fried pizza rolls because I'm lazy. Try to pull up comments as I can because they're starting to roll back in on the StreamYard for whatever reason. Nothing's communicating well anymore. But let's do this thing that I had planned. I mean, pizza rolls are great. Don't get me wrong. Oh, Eggs Benedict. I had leftovers. Lots of new stuff. Question, what are you excited about of those? I mean, the thing I'm probably the most excited about is the seal box. Honestly. I'm not a big Chattanooga fan. This could be good. I don't really care that much about the Hardins Creek stuff. The Jim Beam doesn't really excite me all that much just because it's like flavored bourbon. Honestly, the straight rye from 1792 is pretty exciting. I could be persuaded to get excited about the Green River Honey finish just for the novelty of it. And I'm curious about the Russell's 13, but I don't really have a good reason other than just I like Russell's 13. I'll sit there and make any fancy food when I have the time, energy, and money. I am making Filipino adobo for dinner tomorrow. That sounds nice. Oops. I grew up with Ezra. Definitely curious. Oh, me too, for sure. 1792 straight rye will be a very fun educational opportunity. I completely agree. I think it will definitely be it will be interesting for sure to see where it slots itself into, just kind of in the wider array. But I just don't know. I just don't know. Oh, I can take off the I don't have to share my screen anymore. I'm with Papa Ritter on this. I'm not a huge fan of much from the Chattanooga either. They overhype it like it's the greatest product ever. It's not. I haven't had anything from them where I've been like, I need to have this all the time. You know what I mean? I had a couple good things, but nothing over the top great. Going bacon spices rye or green fennel notes rye. I'll be happy either way. Chattanooga's malty and young, 100%. 1792 got nothing at a $50 and under price versus Cedar Ridge double barrel rye. I'm with you on that. Young malty stuff turns me all the way off. All right. Oy, oy, oy. So the taste tune portion will be slightly abbreviated just because we talked for a lot longer than I had anticipated. That's kind of how streams are going these days, though. Like, we just wind up chatting for a while, which I like. I mean, I'm happy to chat and see what's been going on, and I think you guys are here for it as well. So I appreciate you guys for sure. No, Shy Guy, it's not that. I think part of it is because I'm a better streamer than I used to be, and I can interact better with people in chat, and also there's just a lot going on. And it's easy to even more people to talk in chat. Yeah, I mean, it's easier to just engage with people, I suppose. But as always, thank you all so much for nice to have some escapism. Yeah. But as always, thank you all so much for tuning in on Thursday nights and for watching the replays too. I had fun streaming the episode that I recorded on Sunday as well. I think I'm going to do more of that in the future. Oh, look at that. StreamYard finally caught up. Too bad we don't have smell-o-vision yet. You can't smell that? You can't smell this 108 proof Jim Beam single barrel? I have something to say about that Willet. I got a bottle and it's straight up White Dog. Was it the same proof? Was it the 126.6 proof? Or was it the 125? Because I tried Chad's 125 proof bottle and I didn't like it. I like the 126 better. I think the 126 batch is much better. Also, I think it opens up a lot better than it does when you first crack it. I want people to chat in person. I just hosted Fred for the weekend. We went to Chicago, and I came home with 4 scotches and 0 bourbon /Rise. Who's next? Naperville ain't that far away. That sounds nice. Oh, yeah, give me a sip. Sometime, Perry, we have to try that special bottle I have with everyone. That would be awesome. I'll bring mine to the speakeasy when we can comp side by side. I say let's do it. Have you had... How many times have you had a pour out of it, Kyle? So the whole thing that I'm doing is trying... Oh, and you know what? I had one bottle that I forgot I was going to pour out of as well. The whole thing that I've had like 2. I mean, it's funny because it really took until it was like... Until I'd had like 3 or 4 pours out of it. Oh no, the fresh crack was not great. The fresh crack straight up tasted like it was just not like it was just green barrels. They were not good. So the whole thing I'm doing tonight with the tasting portion, kind of the same thing I did. Quarter Perry pours. That's funny. Same thing I did a couple months ago with the source turkey barrels. Comparing regular turkey products to sourced ones. And Torquey. Seeing how they compare, because this is actually something I haven't done with beam barrels or Knob Creek barrels or whatever you want to call them. Especially with rare character stuff. I've got one that I can show on screen. I probably shouldn't show the pick sticker because it's a little risque. But it's from Dream Spirits, my friends, the Blind Rabbits, out of North Carolina. Picked. It's 120.2 proof, 9-year-old beam distillate. And I'll pour that in a little bit. I haven't had any of this in a while, and I'm down to just about the end of it. But very close to, what would basically just be a Knob Creek pick. But I wanted to start with the Beam single barrel 108 proof, which even though it's not cast strength, is still, a Beam single barrel product. And I think still does a good job of representing what Beam at a slightly higher proof is like. But going from the 108 all the way to the 120 and up is kind of like going from smelling water to motor oil. Blind Rabbits sound like the name of a band I would listen to in the 80s. They opened up for Pixies a lot. I think to answer your turkey question, I tend to prefer either higher 120 proof or sub 100 turkey when it comes to cast strength sourced turkey barrels. So like below 100 proof turkey, because I don't think I've ever had a cast strength under 100 proof turkey barrel. Dirt Floor Source Dish is dusty AF. I'd very much like to try that. So I genuinely don't think that I've had anything like that before. It sounds fantastic, honestly. The lower end on the proofs, and I think that's why I like some of the like 107, 108 proof source turkey barrels. Those do kind of get into the dusty turkey stuff. I tried one barrel that Chad had for literally a half a day at Divine. That's so funny. But yeah, even like the mid hundreds still gets kind of dusty as well, I would say. I still think Jim Beam is fighting the good fight as far as 96 proof or something. Oh my, that's crazy. But Beam is still putting out some of the best, like, super affordable products that have an incredible range of flavor to them. The 108 single barrel at like $26, even though it's non-age stated, or I think it's supposed to be like 5 or 6 years old or something like that. Not for underage. Well, it's an odd way to put that. Yeah, it doesn't have the age statement on it. B&B fighting the good fight sometimes while also fighting their demons with those weird Hardin Creeks and Bookers. I completely agree with you. Like, there's no like, there's no in between with them. It's so strange. .108 single barrel's fantastic, man. Knob Creek single barrel though. My Knob Creek single barrel might have been open for a little too long. Just something I can't believe I'm actually saying. That's a interesting statement coming from me. Can't remember if I've had that bean, but I'm thinking so. Probably, but who's to say? I'll bring it around. Think you brought it over? I probably did. This Knob Creek has been open for too long. It has, in fact, turned. It has oxidized. It does not taste nor smell very good. Yeah, let's not go there, Kyle. Is this one turn too? This one also tastes off. Unless I've suddenly developed COVID. I do have days where everything tastes oxidized. Maybe. Maybe I just need to come back to it. Try drinking some scotch. That always works for me. Joseph Brazo sent me this bottle. It's an Oregon single malt that is peated. Let's see if this fixes it. It's McCarthy's Oregon single malt, by the way. 85 proof. To be honest, I didn't mean it in the same night. Well, Tony, the cork's already out of the bottle, as they say. That just straight up smells like iodine. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yeah, on the West Coast. In LA, baby. It's about to be 6. You know, Tony, I can't say that helped, I'll be honest with you. You did not do it as I prescribed. If you don't follow your doctor's orders, you can't blame him. Look, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. When Dr. Donuts prescribes you a certain method, you got to listen to him, you know. Was not expecting to have a peated single malt tonight, but here we are. Wasn't bad. Just wasn't what I expected to have on the menu. Yeah, drink 2 of these and call me in the morning. Dr. Donuts whiskey elixir. I love that. Well, nothing is tasting right now, and that was before the peated single malt that I had. So I don't know what to. This is a bit of a bust, oddly enough. Grab your go-to and make sure it still tastes the same. That's another level. You didn't say it was peated. I mean, it could have been that I just needed like a shock to the system. You know what I mean? We're just going to do rare breed. I know rare breed, you know.
There's some back talking happening. The oldest is talking back to her mama, and it's not sounding pretty. She's not doing what she's supposed to do.
Nope. Nah, she would never do that. That also tastes off. This is my ASMR podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to This Is My ASMR Podcast. Today, we're going to be trying out 3 different microphones to see which ones make your ear hairs tickle the most.
Oh, great. Somebody cooked Perry. It be happening. Yeah, I think my palate just needs to rest. There's nothing's tasting right. I hope that's all it is. I hope I'm not getting sick. Take 2 weeks off and come back, reset. I'm not taking 2 weeks off. Can't do that. We'll see what happens, but perfect timing, boys. That does put me at the 2 hours though. Funny enough. So, folks, thank you as always for watching the stream. Sorry it ended the way that it did, because I was not anticipating. For the last 3 nights, I've only been drinking cocktails. That sounds nice. But I was not anticipating my palate to flop on the way that it did. But here we are. Anyway, drink orange juice. Don't get sick. I will be fine. I don't think I'm getting sick.
I'm pretty sure I'm not getting sick. Don't worry about it. I'll be back next week. Till the feathers get stuck in your throat.
That's funny. All right. Thank you guys as always. I will see you next week, though. I love you much. Go watch Clifton in a little bit. Go watch other live streams too, because there are more that are happening. Love you guys. Take care. Have a good night. Bye.